In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect your goggles with your DJI Mini 4 Pro. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. That's what this video was supposed to be about, but it doesn't work out like you would think it was. So I'm going to take you along with me as I attempt to connect these goggles to this drone and show you how frustrating and annoying that it actually is. So one of the first things that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make sure your goggles and your drone are both on the latest firmware versions. Now, unfortunately, I've had some issues in the past when trying to update goggles on my computer since I use a Mac. So I'm going to be using my phone to update my goggles, which since DJI added this feature, it has been a huge help for any Mac users. Not quite sure on the Integra goggles if there's an issue, but I know on the Goggles V2, I had terrible issues trying to update my goggles on my Mac, and I actually had to go to my parents' house and use my dad's PC in order to update them. So today we'll be updating these guys with our phone. We're gonna go to connection guide. You can click whatever aircraft you want. We're gonna try and see DJI Mini 4 Pro. No controller, skip this step. Oh, look at that, a new firmware is available. Let's go ahead and download that and update this firmware. All right, now that the firmware update is complete, let's connect it to the drone. So the first thing that we're going to do is make sure the goggles are on and good to go. That is checked. And now let's turn on the drone in order to pair it. So what you'll want to do in order to get the aircraft into pairing mode is you will hold down on the power button on the aircraft and you'll hold down on the power button on your goggles until it beeps. And there we have it. I am connected into the goggles. Look, I'll screen record this just so that you can see. And we are in the goggles right now. I can pick this up and move it. Oh, look, there I am. And we are good to go. So let's see if I can start this. It says on my controller screen, it says current remote controller is not supported. Continue use may result in flight risk. Connect and use motion controller to control aircraft. Share goggles live view via DJI Fly app. Goggles should be powered off when updating. Well, let's just try it anyways and see if I can turn on the drone. Also, I don't have sticks on my controller, but that's a-okay. Nope. Okay, so it will not allow me to fly with this controller. That is so annoying. Yeah. Well, that's not okay. You have to have the motion controller in order to do this. That's so annoying because this would be such a good system if they allowed you to use this. I mean, you could honestly fly it just like an FPV drone. That's so frustrating. Well, I guess I need to get my hands on a motion controller in order to be able to test this out. And this right here is the man. Charlie is the only reason why this video is being made possible. Go ahead and plug your stuff for me.
Charlie Garwood, C Garwood Photography, C Garwood Photo on Instagram. Yeah, that's it.
Listen, this guy has the most insane fog pictures on his profile right now that I've ever seen, so you need to go look at them because they're absolutely nuts.
Thank you, bro.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it, and I will see you around.
See you, brother.
So we now have a motion controller, so let's try to get this thing hooked up so we can at least go fly it and see what it's like. You know what? I need to update the motion controller first. Apparently have to plug in the computer in order to update the motion controller. So we're going to do that. And it has been updated, so it should be good to go. So now we're gonna pair everything together and we're gonna try to fly this thing. We're waiting. Okay, having trouble. Yes, I am. This is frustrating. It seems to appear that we have hit yet another roadblock. So unfortunately, if you are going to try to attempt this with goggles, drone, motion controller, you have to have the motion controller 2, and this is the motion controller 1. Honestly, all of this is absolutely ridiculous. So if you think about it, for DJI, I've got goggles, I've got controllers, I've got these goggles, this drone, and there's an Avata, all the different things. And it literally takes an act of God to get everything working together. You have to have the motion controller 2, you have to have the goggles Integra or the goggles 2, can't use the old goggles, and then your drone has to be compatible with it. My issue is I cannot see any circumstance where anyone, unless they already have the goggles Integra, the motion controller 2, and then the drone, that they would ever want to purchase all of that. Because, I mean, I'm going to look it up, but I'm pretty sure several $100s for the motion controller 2 and the goggles. Motion controller 2 is $239, plus your goggles are another $500. So you're telling me that you have to spend an additional over $700 in order to somehow fly this drone like an FPV, and you can't even fly it for real like an FPV because you're using this controller. DJI, just make the goggles compatible with this controller and let us fly like normal. Like, I'm so frustrated right now. I can't even imagine how anyone else would feel if they were banking on this being a feature of their drone, because it does not work like you would think it should. And yeah, it's really frustrating, and I'm very annoyed because I was super excited to make this video, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be able to take my goggles and fly with my regular drone, and like, you just get so much more control, and there's literally no way on earth, unless I want to spend another $280 on DJI products for a controller that I'm never going to use on a drone. Like, it's not worth it, even the slightest. And yeah, I'm annoyed. So I'm going to take out a real FPV drone and just go fly some and enjoy this footage, because I have been looking forward to literally flying this drone with goggles for the past 3 days, and it has not worked out. And so, yeah, we're just going to go fly a real FPV and say, screw it, DJI, this drone is only meant for flying with this controller, looking at a screen, doing cinematic stuff. You can get rid of all of this stuff because it's not going to work with this drone. And then if you want to fly FPV, go buy an FPV drone, because I promise you the experience will be a million times better. I mean, I have to program drones in beta flight in order to work with them, and that is a much easier process than what I have gone through over the past 2 days with this thing. So let's go fly a real drone. All right, let's get to some flying. Ooh, while my fingers can still work. Oh, goodness. So during all of my testing of the controller and the goggles and all this other crap that didn't work, I think I found a feature about this controller that comes with the Mini 4 Pro that I did not expect it to have. So we're going to see if it actually works right now. And if it doesn't, then I'm just very disappointed. Nope, not even this works. Wonder if it works with the new goggles. Why? I mean, I know why, but alright, let's get to some flying. I'm not gonna sit here and not have any fun, so let's go for it. This thing is so much different than my Flylens. It's kind of heavier and beefier than it. I can't fly it as fast or as agile, but we can still have some fun with it. I'm just so ready to fly. I just haven't flown in the past 2 days, and it's been honestly, it's been so frustrating with that freaking drone and the goggles not working, and then I didn't have a motion controller, and then the motion controller that I did get doesn't work, and so I'm just, you know, happy to be flying something at least. These are the only batteries I had charged, and you know, I got stuff to do today, so I didn't have time to charge any other batteries. But yeah, it's wild to me. You know, DJI has a lot of great things about it. They do provide a lot of good drones and stuff, but it's really frustrating to me, the support on their other products, because all it is they're just trying to make some more money and stuff, and like, hey, I get it, everybody's out here trying to make $1, but like, whenever things are not supported over the duration of their life, it is so frustrating that they just don't continue support their products. Like, I think if I had an O3 air unit on this instead of the normal DJI air unit, it would probably connect with the goggles on that new controller, but because it's not an O3 air unit, it's not going to happen. So I will test that. I will go home and just plug in my Flylens and see if that'll work with those goggles. But it's insane, just the lack of support that they have for all their products. And I mean, too, like, developing the motion controller 2, and you have to have the motion controller 2, and like the motion controller 2 didn't even come with the Avata whenever everyone bought it. So it's like you're supposed to have this thing that's supposed to work, and it's already outdated within a few months, and that just frustrates me. But the good news is, you know, I have real FPV drones and can just fly and enjoy them and do whatever I need to, which just makes things much, much better. So, and I'll actually show you all a cool clip of this, of a video coming up that I'm going to do showing you. I've got the O3, or not the O3, I've got the Insta360 Go 3 on top of this drone, and I'm going to do some AI conversion things on it with their new AI warp and show you how that works. I did it the other day for one of my shorts, and it was super cool. So I'll show you guys a little tutorial on how to do that. It's not the most fluid thing. Almost hit something there. It's not the most fluid thing, but it does work, and so it's pretty cool. So I'll show you guys a clip of that from this video. I may have already shown you. Who knows? I may have just gone ahead and edited it in there somewhere. But yeah, so this is, I don't know. I hate making videos like this because I'm just frustrated. Like, I had these plans for a great, fantastic video, and I guess it's kind of flopped and turned into me complaining about a company. I mean, like, I still own their products, still have to buy them, but I'm just really frustrated with their lack of backwards compatibility and how things work. And so that's the end of this battery, so I'm going to bring it in, and we'll go to the house and try some more things. Boom, look at that landing. Your boy is good. Okay, so now that we're back home, let's get these goggles synced with this drone and see if we can get the image to show up on this controller. I mean, this is like my final ditch to make something cool happen from this video. It connects, and I feel like there is... It says, do you want to connect with DJI glass and stuff? Let me turn it off and turn it back on. Once again, it is not working. This is very irritating. I don't like that DJI is not going to allow these things to be compatible. Well, that's the video for today. It's a lot of fails, honestly. It's really hard with all this technology for things to just not work the way that they should be, because I feel like this... If the goggles worked with the drone, then it would be open up a whole new world of people to try to start getting into FPV. If the goggles worked with this controller, it would save people money from having to buy the RC Pro controller. There's just so many things that I feel like should work together that absolutely do not. And it is very frustrating, but that's what we go through as drone pilots, and trying to figure things out. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't my typical video. Normally I teach something, and today it was a dumpster fire. So hopefully you stuck around. If you enjoyed this video and are enjoying my journeys on just learning new things, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, because there will be more. And as always, I will see you in the next one.